away.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
These are the best of times. That was the next line in the song. But I had to turn it off. I'm usually listening to music before when all of that's going on. Oh, I've been out turning tables today. I had to stop by Community Reach Center in the Crisis Center, though. I told them I'd still stop by and say hi every now and again. And what a treat, man. What a treat. I love going and doing that. And yeah, the love that I get, the things that are said, they're nice. I appreciate it. It's not an easy part to do, man. In fact, sometimes I still get scared, man, on repercussions, things like that. I do have somebody else working with me, and you know, I just trust God. I trust God. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm a believer. Hey Heather, good to see you. I don't always go for the line that God will take care of it. Karma will take care of them. That feels too much like a resentment to me. And sometimes I believe that God puts things in my life so that I take care of it. He is asking me to take care of it because he trusts me. He knows that my intentions and what I am trying to do is the right thing. And I can see these patterns happening. I'm not psychic, but I usually know what's going to happen. And this year, things are going to get a little bit better, but there's not going to be any money for recovery services. It's already gone. They already took it. They already announced that they're not getting it. And you're going to see the upheaval. I'm going to tell you now, at least in recovery, if people are complaining about the recovery money, they are abusers. They are the abusers. See, when you do it the way that I do it, and it's more God-centered instead of money-centered. All right. That's not what we're here for today. That was just what was on my mind. I don't usually talk about what we're going to talk about at the beginning. So welcome to Daily Trudge. Dion, dude. Robin Hood of recovery. I get called that a lot. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Sarah really liked that one. I'm going to do a little bit of it's not bragging because it happened. I was leaving Crisis, and Sarah, the lady, one of the people that works down there, said, Dion, we love it when you stop by. You always have so much great information, and you make this seem like a lot of fun, and we appreciate it all. We love talking to you. I'm like, well, she's like, you got to come up with some kind of name. And I said, well, one of the names people calls me is Robin Hood of Recovery. She's like, that's what I'm saying then. Cool. Cool. Michelle says, your intuition is turned on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, I get in my modes. Hey, Nick. Sick Nick. I hope you're feeling better, dude. You've been at the meeting all week, but I haven't seen you for a week. Phew, phew. But then, Dion, I've been alcoholic, right? Oh, showing up as me. Oh, well, hi. What's up, Sawyer? Um, where do we start? Right. Here's the thing. When I first came into the program, looking in the mirror was not an option, man. Was not an option. I didn't like I didn't like what I saw. No. No, angry kitty face. Yes, Sawyer. Dear Lord. Okay, hold on. Come here. Come here. This one I actually have to pick up and put in my lap. He won't jump in my lap because he's just weird. But once he's there, he's kind of okay. And he'll leave, and it's going to make it look like I asked him to leave. It's a little trick that I do. Really, what I'm doing is lifting my left leg so he gets off me. But this is Sawyer. Say hi, Sawyer. Mo! Mo! Okay. Yeah. Nope. Sawyer loves me because I saved him. I saved him from a very bad situation. I've always been that way. I don't care if you're abusing people or animals and I'm around, I step in. Always kind of been that way. I've always been protective. Even when I was little, I got pushed around a lot for it too. All right. But let's start this over before Sawyer so rudely interrupted us. Meow. Ah. Look how he looks all happy. I'm a happy kitty. Happy, happy, happy. I think Sawyer is about 10. Oh, no. I would have to ask my wife. She would have a better idea. I suck at time. So I didn't used to like looking in the mirror because I didn't like what I saw. Today I liked looking in the mirror because I'm having a good hair day. Right? So that helps. But I like what I see now. Well, I do some work. All right. And it's tough. So let's start it this way. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. All right, you're good. See, I made it look like, yeah, since I said that to him, he laughed, right? No, that's not what happened. The illusion of the camera. Oh, don't say the manipulation goes away. I'm always up to something. Always up to something. What the fuck was I even talking about? Okay. All right. I used to say that when I was drinking. I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, but I got sober for my wife and kids. I must care what somebody thinks. And I do. I do care what people think, but not to the extent that it controls my life. Why would I care what people think? Well, I care what my friends think, and I'll tell you why. Okay? Because they're the people that keep me on my path. They're the ones that make sure that I don't get out of my lane. My true friends kick my ass back into my lane. I haven't needed it for a little while. See, it's progress. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen again. It will. It will. Okay. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back in my lane. So see, in that case, I do very much care what my friends think. Right. When we are friends and we get to a point where we do kind of care what each other thinks, when you say something it is the opposite of what I feel or my opinion or whatever, I listen to it because it might change who I am. Right. But the challenge is discovering who you are. and that's gonna take a little time. If you are an alcoholic like me, that might take a little bit of time. Yeah. One of the requirements there are requirements to this, the death of the old self. See, alcohol created a personality that it wanted, but that wasn't me. That wasn't Dion, right? In a sense, that was not Dion. Right? See, it was getting away with the drinking. That's half of what we enjoy, getting away with it. Oh, they don't know that I'm drunk. Yeah, they knew you were drunk, just so you know. I love when people are like, I don't know if I should go let people know that I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, you act like they don't know. All right. So here's the thing is I couldn't show up as me. I couldn't show up as me until I knew who I was. And I'm still discovering things that Dion is. In the last few years, I've found out that I'm a leader, which kind of surprised the crap out of me. Because I don't see myself that way. All right. And a leader is not saying you need to go do this, you need to go do that. No, that's no. Well, a leader requires action almost all times. Okay. I can't come on here and say, hey, if you want to improve your life, you need to go do this, even though I haven't even tried it myself. Would that make me a very good leader? No, it would not. It would make me a horrible leader. That would be me using you to test out that system to see if it works or not. That would be manipulation. A leader is not the person that runs everything. The leader is the person that picks up the trash because the person that wasn't there, that was supposed to be there that day, wasn't able to make it. So they do that part. That was the part that they have to do. They have to go around and clean the bathrooms, and do that part. Maybe they need to input information. So see, there's a lot of different things to that, right? Because and that's true for everybody. You are a leader also. You will have people that will want what you have. Right? And that's leadership. Being a good example. But in order to be a good example, you have to be inexplicably you. How many of the weird stuff that I do I talk about all the time? I am stemming constantly here. I'm always singing, I'm acting out of sorts. It's because it's fun. And I hope you're having fun too. But if you're not, it doesn't matter because I'm having fun. I don't need you to laugh at my jokes. I will laugh at them. There used to be, and I stole this line from a friend of mine. That people are like, "You're funny." I'm like, "You should see how funny," because like when you laugh at your own jokes, they're like, "Gosh, you think you're pretty funny, huh?" Yeah, you should see how funny I think I am when I'm drunk. Used to be one of my lines. I stole it. Right? I don't have many original lines. Right? But you know, I wouldn't be considered your normal person. But it took searching. I had to seek. Friend of mine and I were just kind of talking about this a little bit. The truth. I have to find out the truth about what Dion is. And that's going to include maybe some ugly things. It might. It might include some ugly things. Hey, but not everything about you is bad. No. Yeah. Michelle's jumping ahead of me on it. I get it being authentic. Yeah. Being who you truly are at the moment. Hmm. Let's say you're feeling depressed. How you doing today? I'm feeling a little depressed. That's the truth. You're allowed to be that. Do you know that? You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be on a pink cloud. You're allowed all these things. They are what make you up. One of the biggest things that alcoholics need to understand, this will help you a lot. And it's going to sound weird. Number one, you need to know exactly how dangerous you are, and then you pull it back. I know how dangerous I am. And that is not that is not bragging. Okay. I used to brag about how dangerous I was. No. Mm-mm. It doesn't take much courage to, admit how dangerous it. What the hard part is this, pulling it back. Why do I pull it back? Because I love me. Because I love you. And I don't need to be that person. But if that person needs to come out and I need to utilize it, just like I will go to any sordid place to help somebody out, I don't care. I don't care. I also get that. Be wrong. I love being wrong. You want to know why? Because I learn. I learn more. And the more I learn, the more I am of maximum service to God and the world around me. Right? Right? Nick asks, dangerous to others or yourself? That'd be both, brother. That'd be both. Michelle says, I don't think I was dangerous. That's fair. And that is fair too. Now I'm going to ask a question. Did you ever drink and drive? That'll answer all of those. If you ever drank and drive, you were dangerous to yourself and others. Right? So, just an example. Right? And again, what I do here is I talk about my experience. So, take what you need and leave the rest. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. In fact, um, if you did agree with everything that I said, then I'm not saying enough. Hey, if you are my friend, I will piss you off eventually. I'm not going to mean to. I may say something weird or maybe off the cuff for Dion or whatever. And that might change. See, now that I said that and it went down to 3 people or 2 people, according to this, 3 people left, but I don't think it's true. All right. So what are we doing? Who is that? Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? So we already know about that part. So let's talk more about um um Michelle says, yes, I was dangerous with drinking and driving. Yeah, but it went beyond that, huh? That with what I was talking about. And that's the part that you were talking about, Michelle. When I was saying dangerous, thoughts of being physically violent probably came to your head, pushing people around, shoving, hitting, things like that. Um, Maybe partially that might be it. Yeah. So in that case, Michelle's like, I don't think I was dangerous in that sense. So I do want to clarify that it can be different for people. And that's okay too. You still need to understand how dangerous you are, though. But if you don't think you were that dangerous, then that's okay too. You know where it's at. I didn't say you needed to be highly dangerous and pull it back. That's all I said. I said you need to know how dangerous you are and pull it back. Those are going to be on different levels. So thank you for Michelle for letting me go into that a little bit more and bringing it up so that we could, right? So, uh I'm going to give you a contradicting I'm going to give you a contradicting thing here. It's a slogan in AA. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Now, let me I'm going to explain how I feel about when I first came in. I'm like, the fuck? Now you're telling me to be honest, and then I'm looking up here and, you know, I'm looking up here. Oh man, oh shit. I need to talk to this guy. Guess who it is, Angel? It's our friend. Well, I'm gonna have to kind of wrap this up a little bit so I can get that taken care of. Michelle says, "Don't look at the numbers. You reach people you're reaching who need you to reach. Absolutely, Michelle. You are absolutely correct. 100% on that one. Yes. All right. So I'm not going to, we already know about the fakeness. I don't think we need to cover that part, do we? No. Okay. All right. So really, we're not faking it until we're making it. We're discovering who we are. We're discovering who we are. So what are we really doing? We're adapting. All right. Allow yourself to be who you are today. That's it. You don't need to be more than, less than. All you need to do is be who you are today because that's where we live. All right. Now, maybe you're a little bit more odd, like I am. Right. I'm an odd duck. Quack, motherfuckers, quack. Okay. Quack. I'm gonna stem. You know I'm gonna stem. Right? Find your people like that. Um, just saw you called me and returned your call, but is that the same? Sorry, guys. Yes, it was. Okay. So, Angel, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna be calling you and we'll call him back. All right. So, but and thank you guys for allowing me to do that. It was on my mind, right? So you're gonna feel very awkward. The hard part is, well, what are people going to think of me? Let them think. Let them talk. I'm going to tell you right now, when you act like yourself, this is what, no, I don't care how weird you are. This is what people are going to say to you. I love your transparency. They're going to be jealous that you are acting. You need to act like an adult. Fuck that. No, I don't. I'm a Toys R Us kid, man. I didn't have a childhood. I was a latchkey kid, and I raised my little brother and sister. Now I'm playing. I play as much as I can. Right? Like to joke around, have a good time. Sure. But being yourself, being yourself, in the beginning is gonna feel a little odd. And then you're just gonna be you. Right? And we talk about it a little bit. So there's going to be the death of the old self. Your old identity is going to fall away. And then there's going to be that period of nothingness. It's not going to last long. Because in order to start over, I must clear the vessel. It's what's going on in the recovery community right now. In order for us to get back to what's right, we have to eliminate what's going on. It's part of what we do. Hey, education, doing the right things, the truth, things like that. Hey. All right. Main thing is this: you do not need to apologize for being who you are either. If somebody says like you're a little too much, the answer is then go find less. You are not required to be around me. You're not required to listen to my videos. You're not required to do any of it. I ain't talking to you anyway. Okay. Then go find less. Maybe you're too much for them. Right? If you work this program and you do what this book says, you're going to feel the separation when you're out and about, but it's not going to be the same separation. It's not going to create the loneliness that you felt when you were drinking. Because I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. You're going to attract people like you. Have you noticed that the people around you are a lot like you? All right. Here, I don't go with popular sayings. I don't do a lot of that because I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. Recovery is not about jumping on a bandwagon. is about doing the right thing, understanding the right thing. And if we don't know the next right thing, to find out, to ask, to be a part of. So go back to those silly little hobbies you had. Okay. Maybe you know, a lot of adults still like to color. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's very, very good for you to color. And guess what? You're not required to stay in the lines if you don't want to. It's your coloring book. Draw outside the lines. Don't do things like, oh, you got to think outside the box. How about don't put yourself in a box? Let's not do that either. Right? You don't need to be in the box. That self constructed prison. No, thank you. No. So be weird. If that's how you are. If you're shy, then you're shy. It's okay. Right? Because we may not be terminally unique, but we are beautifully unique. And you have something in you. You have something in you that God can see that He's going to utilize to help His children because He trusts you. But He's not going to give those assignments to you until you start to trust yourself. So, even though the program is getting all about getting out of self, it's actually all about you. So, what we're going to do, we're going to keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Right? Right? I do not act any, I may act just a little bit weirder when my wife is around, but it's because I feel 100% comfortable around her. Right? Like, I also don't have anything. What do I have to hide? This is nothing compared to the shit I've done in the past, and I cleared that up. So now that I've cleared up the past and I don't regret it, now that I take responsibility for who I am, since I get to take responsibility for who I am, including my triggers, I get to be exactly who the fuck I want to be. Nobody else gets to decide that. No one. You do that and you will attract the right people. You will. And then, you know what you're doing beyond that? You know why I love doing what I'm doing and acting the way that I act? Because I'm giving you permission to be that way too. I attract the I attract the weirdos. That's me. All right. I call grassroots the ADHD meeting because they all have it. You got to tell them the meeting in half an hour. Okay, room is open because within that half hour, 50 other things have happened. Right? If there's not enough people all right in there, I'm like, I know you need a meeting. Get your butt in here. Oh, shut the meeting. I'm 5 minutes late. All right, let's close this up. I gotta get to this phone call, right? So I don't need to match anyone else to be okay. And that was so you probably notice I do a lot of voices because I was a mimic for a long time. I would mimic other people's behavior because I didn't like who I was. But because of that, I also do a lot of voices. All right. So here, I'll do one that's going to surprise the heck out of you. You guys know who Bobby is? You're like, Deanna, I've known several Bobbies in my life. So Howie Mandel had a cartoon in the 90s called Bobby, and he does this voice. I'll just do a little bit, but I got to go. I need to drink first, though, because it's very high. Hi, my name is Bobby. And every time my mommy put me in the body, I'd cry. All right, there you go. I have to tighten my throat a little. Oh. All right. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Michelle says I'm always attracted to weirdos too. Yay! Because I'm your friend. So we're gonna be weirdos in recovery, man. All right, thank you everybody for being here. Go be yourself. Inexplicably yourself. Have fun with it. And don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Because they're probably jelly that they don't get to do it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and keep on trudging.